The rumored names of Canelo Pave, you'll want Pave, I know that. Alvarez. Who could he be fighting Cinco de Mayo weekend? On what network? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Now, I'm going to get into the boxing news. Shout out to TV Azteca, Box Azteca. They had Eddie Reynoso, manager, trainer, friend of Canelo Alvarez. He spilled the beans, and Eddie Reynoso mentions the two possible rivals for Canelo Alvarez for the month of May. Trainer Eddie Reynoso announced the list of possible rivals for Canelo for the month of May. There is still nothing official for the Guadalajara native, right? And we'll go through it. Trainer Eddie Reynoso is working on fights that could come for Canelo Alvarez in the months of May and September, currently having a list of two names for May and the possibility of facing Terrence Crawford in September, right? Reynoso visited TV Azteca to introduce himself as Marco Verde's manager. He's a new fighter. I got a video about that. Check that on the channel. Silver medalist, Olympian, working with Team Canelo. And he's said to be on Canelo's undercard in May. As part of his visit, Eddie Reynoso briefly touched with Box Azteca what is coming for their star fighter and boxer Canelo Alvarez in the next confrontation that is scheduled for the month of May, right? And you see
los dos posibles rivales para Canelo en el mes de mayo. Y varios, está William Bull, están al punto clasificado por de la OMB, Vivit, o así, Vitao, el australiano.
Boom. You seen the captions? It said Mbili, Christian Mbili, who I think was Canelo's mandatory at a point in time, or he said William Skull. These are the names they're looking for and looking at for May, right? Saul Canelo Alvarez, along with Reynoso, are at a peak moment to finalize the rival for the month of May, and his trainer and manager explained, this is William Skull. The Cuban holds the super middleweight champion, the IBF belt. Canelo would need that to become undisputed again, and I believe he could say he's 2x undisputed if he fights Skull and beats him. A belt that belonged to Canelo, but he left vacant by not taking on Skull, who was his mandatory, right? Then in Skull's fight, he won and became a champion. So new champion in lieu of Canelo not fighting him in the past. The other on the short list is Christian Mbili, who's ranked with the WBO. He just fought Sergey Derevyanchenko if you follow your boxing. He's undefeated with 28 wins and 23 knockouts. Well, there are several. There's William Skull. The other one is ranked with the WBO or the WBO. Mbili, I think he lives in Canada. They're the ones that are more or less there right now, but there's nothing concrete. He added, we also hear about Crawford for September, but we really don't have anything certain yet, about 15 days or so. So he's saying they're still far out, right? Like there's nothing on the May calendar or September, but it says we also hear about Crawford for September, but we really don't have anything certain yet until about 15 days or so. So he's like 2 more weeks and then we should be announcing some stuff, right? And he's training Jaime Munguia, which I told you guys on social media, but I'm the best in the business. That's another story. So my thoughts, I think it'll probably be William Skull. Canelo's mandatory, and it gives Canelo the chance to be 2x undisputed. Not the biggest fight, but who cares? You're Canelo Alvarez, and if you have a bigger fight in September, all will be forgotten if you fight Skull and get that out the way and become 2x undisputed, and then you fight somebody with a bigger name in September, right? Now, when I tell you I love my job, I really do. I love what I do. Getting on here every day and getting to talk boxing with you beautiful people, amazing stuff. Now, a lot of support. over the years, thank you from the bottom of my heart. A lot of support. I couldn't have got here without the fans. However, you know, with that, with great power comes great responsibility, Spider-Man voice. You do have the resistance and the detractors. And it's so funny because they think they're my equal and they think they could clickbait the fans and lie and, you know, say the opposite of what Boxing Ego says and make their name that way. Good luck with that. Everything that I've said seems to add up, right? However, if you look at the resistance, there's a lot of content creators who got it real wrong. They've been pushing agendas saying that PBC is broke. PBC ran out of money. Canelo is leaving PBC. I've seen rumors that PBC got bought out by Turkey Al-Sheikh and Canelo was going to Riyadh season to leave Al Heyman. All these types of things. And I want you guys to see this. Boom. What is this? Your boy Ego made this graphic. T-Mobile Arena, May 3rd, Pro Box. Now, obviously, I put this graphic of Al Heyman, but TGB Promotions has reserved that date, Cinco de Mayo weekend. TGB Promotions, you know, Tom Brown, Brittany Goosen, and they have the T-Mobile MGM property, T-Mobile Arena, on hold in Las Vegas for that date for a pro boxing event. So you guys do the math. It doesn't say Riyadh season or Ring Magazine is holding this date. It says TGB Promotions, who is a frequent collaborator with Al Heyman and PBC. So again, you guys can believe all the lies. See, and this is the part that really is hilarious with content creation in boxing. There's no barrier to entry. So you guys just believe whoever you want and you got to hope that they're honest and have integrity. But I noticed the people who frequently get it wrong, predictions, low quality content, bad audio, cheap thumbnails, poor information, bad sources, whatever, they never really make follow-up content and depict how wrong they were, right? Like the people who are like, Gervonta Davis's fight is canceled. I know it. PBC's broke. Canelo signed to Turkey. He was at the Ring Awards. Low-hanging fruit. And I told you, it's going to get real dark for some of you guys in 2025 because the fans, they want to be entertained. They want great fights. And most of all, they want the truth. So if you want the truth, then you pick the right guy when it comes to this boxing. First of all, why is PBC have the Canelo date, the Mexican dates, quote unquote, booked? No one else. It don't say Eddie Hearn. It doesn't say Matchroom or Ring or Turkey or Riyadh season. It don't say none of that, right? But you guys said that PBC is going away and they're bankrupt and the investors want their money back and all this stuff. But it looks like Canelo, if I had to speculate, looks like Canelo's next fight is going to be on PBC. And Eddie Reynoso just signed a new fighter who is a silver medalist, as I mentioned, Marco Verde, out the Olympics, and he's going to be training and managing him. Guess what card he's going to be on? Canelo's card, Cinco de Mayo. So again, the resistance, they have a lot of explaining to do. Said Gervonta Davis, his fight was canceled. We now know that they added Gary Russell, Antoine Russell, and Rayo. So we know it's not canceled and we see Tank training, right? People said, the same content creators, notice a pattern, said that Calvin Ford and Coach Kenny got fired by Gervonta Davis. He's training with them as we speak. Same content creators, notice a pattern, said that Canelo Alvarez left PBC and went over to talk to Turkey and Turkey bought the PBC. But it's looking like his next fight is going to be on PBC. So again, good luck. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.